Always an honor to be of service.
Yup, that's our Silvin, always ready to help out whenever someone needs it. He comes from an old knight family that has fallen on hard times, but that hasn't stopped him from being one of the most popular guys around. I guess being genuinely nice really does pay off. Even when my magic goes sideways, which happens way more than I'd like, he just smiles and calls it a creative spin on the spell. The way he stays so calm and confident, maybe that's what real knightly spirit looks like. Come to think of it, the way Silvin treats others is a lot like how he handles magic. Thoughtful, patient, and with extra precision. When Silvin uses his ultimate, Aloft Edge, he summons several flying blades up in the air. For a while after that, every normal attack he does sends those blades zooming straight at enemies, dealing damage with each hit. Silvin says his sword carries his family's honor, so he's infused his force field magic into the steel. Every time he draws it, he's fighting for the legacy of his family. In battle, Silvin becomes fully focused on his target, and everything else just fades away. When a flying blade triggered by his normal attacks hits an enemy, it leaves a blade mark on the enemy. After performing a few normal attacks, his next normal attack turns into Gravity Collapse on the enemy with the most blade marks. Gravity Collapse deals damage, knocks the enemy down, and detonates all blade marks on that enemy to deal extra damage. And if Aloft Edge is active when Silvin uses Gravity Collapse, the collapse hits a bigger area and launches extra flying blades to keep the pressure on. Silvin's been practicing his force field magic for years, and he's figured out all these creative ways to use it, ways that feel much more fluid and alive. At the start of every battle, he sets up this magic barrier called Tempered Field around himself, which makes him tougher against ranged attacks. Oh, and if his flying blades fly through the barrier on their way to the target, they get sharpened up and hit for extra true damage. The thing is, it requires really precise control, so the barrier disappears if he moves. But if he stays still for a few seconds, it will come back up. Even during a heated fight, Silvin never drops his knightly code. After unlocking his exclusive skill, he begins returning the favor when allies support him. Whenever an allied hero buffs him with temporary stat boosts, Silvin immediately recovers some energy, and he grants both himself and that ally a permanent attack speed boost. But it only triggers once for each ally. Upgrade this skill, and it gets even better! After Silvin has been buffed enough times, his attack increases. People say Silvin's ancestor made his name during the Divine War, with nothing but his unmatched sword skills and force field magic. Silvin carries that legacy with real pride. He didn't just inherit the family tradition of mastering an enchanted sword. He's taken it further, made it a lot more versatile. You can really see it in the way he fights. Maybe that's why he tries so hard. He's keeping that legacy alive, but in his own way. Silvin usually starts a fight by putting up his Tempered Field, which not only shields him, but also powers up any flying blades that pass through it. It gives him solid defense while powering up his offense right from the start. He then sends those enhanced blades at enemies, tagging them with blade marks. When the time is right, Silvin unleashes Gravity Collapse to detonate all the blade marks on an enemy, dealing a devastating blow to that enemy. And if his allies buff him, the whole cycle speeds up and hits even harder. Silvin just keeps marking, detonating, and bursting until the fight's over. Even with all that pressure to restore his family name, Silvin never loses his cheerful spirit. Professor Solis once said, he walks the line between dreams and duty, friendly, honest, and always carries himself with knightly grace. Not that I get what that means, but I do know this. When Silvin's around, even my biggest screw-ups don't feel so awful. Wait, forget I said that last part.